What's up today, boys and girls? Today we're going to talk about owning a high mileage M5 V10 e60. There's so much controversy about these cars, the cost of maintenance, the cost of parts, and all sorts of stuff. But I've owned this car for going on almost 8 years now, and I'm going to tell you everything is realistic that I'm about to tell you. And honestly, for how long I've had this car, pretty impressed with the way it performs. And for something with this much horsepower and all that stuff, I really didn't find the cost to be too crazy. But I'm just going to show you some things that if you're considering buying one of these used, it's really nice to know what the previous owner did before you get it, and that'll give you an idea of how the car is going to treat you. As you can see here, 221,000, almost 222 on the clock, and the car has been tuned for the last 3.5 or 4 years, I believe. I've got Turner Motorsports software onto it. So what I did was I made a little list here of all the things that I've done and some of the things that I do. Now, here's the list. Now, keep in mind, all these parts here happened between 190,000 and this 221 that's on it now. So as you can see there, the headlights ended up being replaced because of an insurance accident. So I lucked out on the headlights, but as you can see, there's a rough cost and a rough parts list of everything that I've went through with this in the past few years. Now that being said, there's other things to consider, like tires, oil change is a little bit expensive, and I did just put a new battery into it. So, you know, these are all things that you're probably going to run into with a higher mileage car, you know. But that being said, even though the brakes are a bit expensive, it's not like they wear out very often, unless you're going to be driving one of these cars on the track every day or something like that for normal everyday driving. This car has all kinds of brakes on it. It's literally only left me down when the dealership had it for insurance work and decided to do a clutch relearn and had the car stuck in a relearn, which I ended up dealing with it all myself. If you haven't already watched, you know, feel free to check out my other videos and actually see the labor and stuff that went into this. So far right now, the only issue that I see that I still have is I replaced some seals in this front oil cooler, and I see I still have a small drip there in the front corner. So I would say I'm eventually going to have to put an oil cooler on this thing because I've got a pretty bad leak there. But other than that, the car is back up to par, working great. I bought this new scan tool that literally, you know, can do everything the dealership can do, so you don't got to rely on those guys and the very poor treatment that they give you when you take a car like this and they have it worked on. They just want money on top of more money with more money with it, and half the time your problem doesn't even actually get fixed. So anyway, that's enough said. Now we're going to jump in the thing and we're going to go for a little drive finally, and just show you how great of a car these actually are and show you that it's holding up really well. Alright guys, it's a major scorcher of a day. It's like 30 degrees out, so I'm not going to pound and smash on the car too bad, but I did forget something on this list. We did end up doing a fuel pump as well, which was, I believe, $550. And then the last few oil gaskets that I just put in was around. So quite a bit of maintenance in the last little bit, but to be honest, the car treated me really well. The first 5 years that I had it, I didn't have any issues whatsoever. So, you know, it was kind of due, and I put a lot of kilometers on this since I bought it. Almost, well, way over 100,000. I'm going on like 120,000 now. And the car works great. Also have lowering springs installed in the car. One of the coil springs had broken. Those were actually pretty cheap. I think I got those for like $400. Going a little bit further, then I'll turn around and spank on it a little bit. Maybe give her a little bit of catch-up. Got the exhaust decatted, open pipes. We got the dump pipes before the mufflers, so with them open, it's basically just pure straight pipe exhaust. good. And it's really hot. This car would perform way, way, way better if it was like 10 degrees. This 30 degrees Celsius is just killing the horsepower. That's her, folks. Alright, so there's a little better, more accurate list. I went through all my receipts, and there's the parts we used by 220,000 kilometers.